Okay, this is a kind of difficult one. This is from Paulina, and she's asking us basically to share any ideas to sort of imagine that we are game makers and come up with some ideas for future quarter quells.
Cool. That's
and this
is
really
exciting,
exciting, but I'll have to like divorce myself from the whole horror of the games for a moment. Who wants to start? Does anyone have any ideas that they've been thinking about for a while?
Nope.
I don't usually go around thinking of sick things to do in my own Hunger Games, so.
Really?
Really.
That's not what you told me last week.
That was our secret.
Maybe this is just because I recently became obsessed with Orphan Black, but maybe there could be a quarter quell where there are 12 tributes and then 12 clones of each of the tributes. And so you would obviously need to kill, like, the real contestant, but you might accidentally kill their clone instead, or you could team up with your clone and then just kill your clone.
So funny. You're making me think of, like, Cylons. Like a
I
Cylon
don't know.
Hunger Games.
I honestly don't even...
The clone couldn't die.
That would be pretty amazing.
Katniss versus
and then maybe you
Caprica
keep killing this person, but it's the clone, so they're not dying.
And if it comes down to just you and your clone, then you would win, or you could kill your clone.
So
I don't know. This
so
is
the
a
guys
really
and the
weird
girls
idea.
would be in the same bucket for that one? So it would just be one person from each district then?
Yeah, I guess they would be in the same bucket.
You know what would be really nasty and sick would be if they were to lower the age for the quarter quell for that one.
Oh my God.
Crystal. Like baby Hunger Games?
To show that the young are affected just as much as the older.
Yeah.
We are
like if you have
entering all children
12,
below the age of 12.
Instead
Oh my
of
God.
12 to whatever, it's 8 to whatever or something. Oh, man, that would be so
God.
bad.
Or like 5 years
I
old
like this
and up.
Battlestar Galactica reference there from Crystal. It makes me wonder how Gaius Baltar would do in a Hunger Game.
He would hide the whole
Oh my
time.
God.
But
Really
he's got that brainy ability, and especially if he had a voice in his head, or whatever you want to call that, telling him what to do to survive each step of the way. He
I just
would
imagine
do well.
Gaius Baltar and Seneca Crane meeting.
That would be
Someone go write that fanfic. No, you do it. That's your job.
I would
do
not
like
have
that
said.
idea.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any other ideas. I mean,
No.
Crystal's idea is so sad. Maybe they could do a quarter quell with no cornucopia, like with nothing.
Here's a really, really creepy idea. It's set in an old fairground. That's so creepy.
Oh, God, that's really frightening.
So there's
I hate...
like carnies, like creepy carnies, like come out and yeah. No.
That's so creepy.
No.
I really... But like
And
abandoned
clowns.
amusement parks and stuff scare me.
Yes.
Like in Zombieland, it's so creepy. And then on that episode, there was a recent episode of Doctor Who, and they went to like an abandoned like theme park, and it was like so creepy.
What if
Okay.
what if one person was reached from each district, and then that person had to choose their district partner?
Wow, that would be pretty. That would be horrible. I mean,
Isn't it anyone like I'm gonna take my mom? I'm gonna take that big guy over there who works in the mine who has arms.
Do you take someone you trust and would work with you, or do you take someone you hate and wouldn't mind dying?
Like,
yeah, that would be
just turn
terrible.
around and kill you.
You're like, yeah.
Your
An
partner would
interesting
resent you
question.
so much.
Very interesting.
Didn't they do a quarter quell where the districts voted? Wasn't that one of the ones they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one.
That's so terrible to think about that. I remember reading that and just that reminded me a lot of the lottery, actually, in a weird way.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Any final comments? I'll go on Twitter and see if anyone has any ideas.
Okay,
Oh my
I
God.
say we do one last topic here. We're going to do a shorter show today.
Okay.
But we're going to make this one special.
Let me read these two. I'm going to read 3 tweets because they're really interesting. So this is from Bella, and on Twitter she is For Love is Stronger. A sibling edition of Hunger Games. 24 victors. Each district has a brother and sister. Oh my God, that would be a nightmare. Hannah McDowell said maybe do only boys or only girls. That would be really interesting.
Lord
and then
this
is just, oh God. And this is from Grace, Quidditch Nerd on Twitter. I have an idea for the scariest Hunger Games arena imaginable. The backdrop, a public high school. Gasp. And that would absolutely be terrifying. Okay, so let's do one last topic. I'll try to reach in the bottom of the barrel. Oh, here's a really interesting question. This is from Anna. What do you think Capitol citizens do for the majority of the year when the Hunger Games aren't happening? Most of the jobs are done by the districts, aside from government or games-related jobs. But does this mean there is no currency in Pan Am, or that it is distributed by the government? Also, does this mean there's no school for Capitol children? What do we think?
Well, there is currency. We know that there's currency because Katniss talks about using coins and whatnot back home and in 12. So there is currency. And there also in Mockingjay we hear that people are going to debt in the Capitol to keep up with fashions and trends and whatnot. So the Capitol is maybe a leisure state, but we know that it's all based on, the physical and appearance and all that fun stuff. So it's about keeping up with all of that. It's going to the gym, it's going to the newest restaurant, it's trying the new whatever and doing this, doing that, planning your vacation, or you have to go to the most fashionable place that's on the whatever, and in all the magazines, and so it's about keeping up appearances, not the PBS news.
Yeah. And
how do most of the citizens make their money, though?
Well, I'm sure that they all,
borrow.
Well, if they're benefiting or if they're doing all of these leisure activities, there's going to have to be people like staffing and working at a restaurant and publishing a magazine and owning and running clothing shops and candy stores.
Well, there are people in the Capitol who have actual jobs, but I think we have Tigress who runs her fur shop, and that's just one example. And we know that there are amazing chefs in the Capitol. So there are people in this society who are valued for their skills, but I think the majority of people who live there are just consumers. And if they are contributing anything, it's that they rack up a lot of debt and they're keeping those lovely fur shops, not Tigresses, obviously, in business.
There's probably a few different levels of socioeconomic status just within the Capitol, probably.
It would be interesting to see. I want that sequel.
Right.
The socioeconomic hierarchy and lowerarchy of Pan Am's the Capitol. Somebody write that.